glad to see you tonight for OSM Wednesday Night Live. We're glad that everybody comes in for this. We know that multiple people watch this stream and just kind of partly to just see what kind of crazy stuff that we're going to do. And frankly, I don't blame you. It was fun to make our pastor eat crazy hot stuff and then drink that nasty looking puke junk last week. So we're glad that you're here. And all the things that go with it. Hey, for those of you who are keeping track at home, please go to our website, oasissbc.com. You can keep track of all the things that are going on at the church and just kind of keep current on events. One of the things that is specific on there that I need everybody to know is if you have a graduating senior this year, we still want to honor you. So go to the website. You'll see in the banner, you'll see a link that will take you to an outside page that will have all of that kind of information and just all the things that we're going to do for this year. Coming into this time, we all know that this is still spring break 7.0. We're glad that that's working out. A couple of the headlines that I've been watching over the last little bit, and one of them is in the last few days we've had UFOs actually sighted. So here's my thing. How crazy is our world right now that the government actually says that there is UFOs? Like that's a thing. They're spent a majority of their time saying no, everything is explainable, this, that, and another. So I'm just going to help everybody here to just kind of get past like the end is near and all of that. So I'm going to recommend that everybody at home wrap your head in foil. It works just like the mask, and it keeps the aliens at bay. You're welcome. This is a PSA. We love you enough to give you the heads up that foil does the trick. Next thing up is going to be apparently now man's best friend has contracted the COVID-19. Like before it was just cats, right? So cats had the virus, so they were jerks and contagious. But now dogs are legit. They have one. There's a documented case here in the United States where man's best friend has it. Here's the thing. Again, we want to protect you. All right, like the helmet here. How do you tell if your friend, your dog-loving friend, has contracted the virus from his pet? Well, it's easy, really. So what you need to do is right now, if you have a question, what you do is you go get a spoon. You put peanut butter on that spoon. And then you walk up to your friend, put it right in his face. And if his tongue is disproportionately long to his body and just starts licking wildly and just has no control, I'm just going to tell you probably want to avoid him for about 2 weeks. Just check back in later. So those are kind of our headlines. As silly as they are, it's legit, just like this hat. If you're online right now, what I want you to do is text in or post in the comments, whatever platform that you're on, fire. Fire. For those of you guys who know what I just said. Fire. So type it in now, send it to me on a text message, and then tomorrow we're going to give away, or we'll choose, which by the way, I still owe somebody some Fazoli's, don't I? Corbin Scroggins, my fault. So I'll make you pay. I'm sorry, I'll pay you later. So anyway, fire. Text that, post it in the comments, and I'll bring you another Sonic Route 44 because all of the fire will make sense here shortly. All right, so I want to do something. I want to introduce a bunch of individuals that mean quite a bit to me, and I have no clue about how this whole process, our next time together, which may seem like an eternity for some. It may be one of the funniest things you've ever seen. We may have to cut it short, and I may get a phone call from the pastor saying, Donnie, we need a word. I don't know how this is going to play out. God with us all, right? So I'm going to introduce these guys. Go ahead and come on up, populate your seats with these individuals. I'll introduce them as they're coming in. Some of you at home may recognize them. Some of you guys may look at them and think, strangely, the guy with the foil on his head is not the strangest one I'm seeing. All right.
He doesn't have the shiniest head.
I don't in fact. I took the foil off and the reflection remained. So over here to my left, I have no clue where you are in life and space, but this is Alan Wilson. Alan Wilson is the pastor at First Baptist White Deer, Watt Deer. And I've known this guy for a long time. Kind of introduced this. When I first got into student ministry, he was student pastor and worship at Temple Baptist Church, and he really just kind of poured into me and told me some really just solid wisdom of things to do and not do. And this is Will. Will Scroggins is our worship pastor here at Oasis. And some of you guys that are home, you recognize him. For those of you who maybe have no clue about this, still will. Known him for, forever, 20-something years. Actually, all of us are 20, yeah. One of my best friends, and really, this is probably true of all of everybody up here. If I have ever made a decision that's bad in the last 20-something years, probably somebody here has been probably was there at least. I don't know that they were involved because I'm not going to incriminate that. Over here, this is John Groomer. Known him actually prior to student ministry. You were a member of another person's youth group and just kind of watched you grow. And then ride or die, man. This is bad decisions waiting to happen right here. Actually, it's not. He's really, he's just better at hiding it than some of us. So all of these guys. I realized this morning. In fact, I told you, Will, about this. But so I got done doing something up here at the church, and I went home to go take a shower because it's Wednesday, and it's just that time of the week where I do that. And I went... You're welcome. So I went home and I was just thinking of like everybody who's here, and these are some of the smartest people that I know.
You don't know many people.
I don't know many people. And it dawned on me that everybody always has that one friend who's kind of the project friend, that requires the fat crayons. And it dawned on me, I'm that friend.
We brought you a present.
I'm the guy who thanks guys.
It's for snacks later.
Just in case you get hungry.
I like the red crayons. They taste like cherries. So you guys tolerate an amazing amount, and the truth is I value the input. There's been an amazing amount of input and just conversations in real life that we've had together. And I value that deeply. And even being in here right now, again, this could go a myriad of different directions. As far as this could be the funniest thing you ever said. I could be unemployed tomorrow, or it could be like, wow, man, that was deep. Not likely, but it could happen, right?
Maybe all of the above.
Yeah, maybe all the above. That's right. So I'm going to ask a series of questions. Right, just for the at-home audience, and it's just going to be kind of intro questions, and just do the best. And they're kind of silly, but I'm curious about this. So, all right, question that I've asked every time. We live in a time of toilet paper shortage. Okay, we've had crazy answers. Some of them are hilarious. Some of them are like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Some of them still crazy answers. So, what would you use as a toilet paper substitute?
Corn cobs.
Yes.
There's a reason. You need, and I had an old deacon tell me this, you need 2 boxes, one of brown corn cobs and one of white corn cobs. And you use 2 brown corn cobs and 1 white. The reason is because when you use the white, if it comes up brown, that means that you need to use another brown corn cob.
But I digress. That's awesome. What would you...
So, as y'all know, I have 4 kids and a beautiful wife. And for some reason at our house, we have an abundance of socks that do not have matches.
Hey, buddy system.
So we have an entire
that you
Laundry
use?
basket. No, I don't use them. Kennedy does. She wears mismatched socks. And Brecken's
No,
the
for
worst.
toilet paper.
Oh yeah, we'd use those. Because you
No,
throw them away.
that you do
They don't
now.
have.
You do. It's the clampets.
It's the clampets, yeah. But then you throw them away afterwards. Don't flush them.
Learn that the hard way.
Give them to the dogs.
It's a chew toilet. Why is it caught?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. John, what would you use?
Okay, so let me start by saying what you don't use. Okay, when I was about
Saran wrap? What?
13 years old, maybe, I've dealt with this situation, so you need to know this. Okay, some friends of mine and I, not these guys, but we were riding our bicycles down the train tracks north of town, and I had a moment. Okay. Had a bad moment, and if you're in that moment and you just all you have is what's around you is like they call it Johnson grass. Don't use that. It will cut you in places you don't want to be cut.
That will cut you.
It will be terrible. So if I had been smarter, I would have taken my socks off and done something like that. But what I would use, let's go with socks,
Yeah, right.
not grass.
Literally in hindsight, right?
Yeah.
All right. Like, I don't even know how to move on, man. There's going to be a spiritual moment here in a minute, and I don't know how to segue to it. I'll tell you. All right, so for Alan, we're going to go with you. Okay, so it's an Olympic year. Well, it was. So it's an Olympic year. You're an Olympic athlete in what sport?
Like, for the
We're
Olympics
clearly
this year?
pretending, yeah. So let's,
Yeah. Is there a segment in the Olympics of competitive eating?
Yeah, right.
Is it,
I like the hot dog.
I don't know, man. You know how athletic I am. I don't know. Yeah.
You got a gold, right?
Yeah.
In
In whatever.
whatever.
Good looks.
Yeah. Hello. All right, so John, most embarrassing fashion trend that you used to rock?
Must be, okay. So in the 80s, 85, 86, there was a moment where like cutoff shirts were cool. Right here, So the
yeah.
cutoff shirt and the side spike, not the whole spike, but just the side spike.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you.
I wouldn't do that again, but I was rocking it when I was a kid.
Yeah, we did. Right? Walk by a piece of window and be like,
You've
Oh, yeah.
seen the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air
Yeah. Hey, girl.
theme song. Is good.
girl. What's showing up? Yeah. What's
How you
showing up?
doing?
All right, Will, would you rather live without heat or AC?
AC.
AC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all been to the choir room where it's like 400 degrees in there all the time?
That's true.
Yeah.
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 That's true, man. You walk in there and it's like lava. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It smells like hamburgers. It's
See, I
incredible.
just lost all respect for you.
Gandhi.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right. So unpopular poll: most overrated restaurant.
We only got one restaurant where I'm from.
Why, dear?
Yeah.
It's the All
And
Subs.
it's a great, no, it's not awesome, but it's great. It's Harris. Most overrated Olive Garden.
Okay. All right.
I agree.
Because who needs all those breadsticks?
Yeah.
Right. Will.
Salad.
Yeah. I don't know. You can tell I like food, so there's really nothing overrated, bro.
There's none of them.
Yeah, I mean, they're all good. Logan's.
Logan's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're talking like. Sure.
Good.
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Overrated. I feel like I'm gonna make enemies. You know what I mean?
Hey, man.
Like, who are you gonna say?
We can turn this off. I'm just kidding. It's live.
Lindsay didn't say
Oh,
Chick-fil-A.
I hate to say it, but I'm gonna go Blue Sky. It's gone. I'm sorry.
And the reaction from the audience.
It's gone from amazing to something changed about the meat. I noticed maybe a couple of years ago, It's not the same.
That's what I just had for supper, bro.
So, hey, we still eat there, but
I'm surprised somebody said like McDonald's.
it's gone from here to here.
I don't know, man. McDonald's. The thing about McDonald's, it's like it's consistent. So you can go to some crazy country and walk in and be like, I want that, and it's going to taste exactly the same. It's still made from the same processed whatever meat that is, but at least it tastes the
But
same.
Burger King is responsible for the problems we have.
Burger King?
Yeah, because you can't always get it your way.
Touche.
This guy.
And we'll be here all night.
Only 45 more minutes.
All right, so going into here's the questions that I kind of prepped you guys for. So faith, and talking about our faith, and this has been a huge deal to me. Actually, these guys have probably watched my faith change and grow, hopefully, throughout our time. But I've seen everybody else and just grow, and it's incredible to have the conversations that we have, and it's the value of having good conversations, especially about our faith and just where we are and working through these times in our life. And so there's a passage that I just want to say or read, and it's out of Hebrews. Chapter 11 and verse 6, and it says, "And without faith it is impossible to please him. For whoever would draw near to God must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who seek him." One of the things that I think is incredible, as I look at you guys and as I look at the ministries in each individual ministry, whether it's a teacher, Will is actually both our worship pastor, and he also works in the medical field, and so he's seen some crazy things even in that, where would probably at some point in time question a lot about the goodness of God or faith. Alan, I know that you had a secular job before going into the ministry as we know it, but certainly in the trenches of a pastor, you're seeing people at their best and sometimes at their worst. And so this idea of faith is so imperative, and it runs so deep in us. And what I want to do is I want to ask you guys some questions that are going to be kind of specific to the individual, but everybody can answer. And feel free, if you're seeing online or you have a question, I can't guarantee that I'm going to answer this in real time, but we get it, or text me, or however that works. So Alan, here's this truth, man. Life stinks sometimes. I mean, it does, and sometimes it stinks and it gets all over you. What would you say to somebody who is struggling with faith in a time of trial? Going to teenagers and whoever else, just what is some advice?
I think as we struggle with faith, that's exactly a good place to be, because there was a book by Andy Stanley a number of years ago called The 7 Checkpoints. And in that, what he introduces in the first chapter is that our faith needs to interpret our circumstance instead of our circumstance interpreting our faith. In other words, we've got to approach life from a faith-based view instead of allowing what's happening around us or to us or what we're involved in order to take that to define our faith. Hebrews 11 that Donnie read from just a minute ago starts out by saying, "Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen." We walk by faith, Paul tells us, not by sight. And what is faith? Faith, I believe, is something that we don't muster up within ourselves. It's not something that we, just get enough confidence or whatever you want to call it and call that faith. Faith is actually something that God bestows upon us. It's a gift that he gives us. And so with that faith, there's going to come times of trial, because in those times of trial is when our faith is tested. And it's how we grow in our relationship with God. And so as we're going through this time right now, unprecedented, we've never been through a pandemic like this. None of us have ever ministered or taught or worked in a situation like this. where is our faith? And a lot of times our faith, we have to realize, is in God. I'm reminded in the Gospels of the man that comes to Jesus, and he asks for Jesus to heal his daughter, and his daughter's not present with him. And so Jesus says, go home and your daughter's going to be made well. And he says, do you believe? And he says, I believe, but help my unbelief. And I think that's where a lot of us are. I don't know about y'all, but I'm there most of the time. I believe, help my unbelief. Matt Mayer, I think, has a song that deals with that. That is pretty good. But faith is the moment you're saved, why are you saved? Because you have faith, right? Who gives you that faith to believe? God does, right? And so our faith grows, and the way that it grows is through times, I think, of trial, that our faith is tested. It's, we all had faith as we sat down on these stools, that they would hold us, and my faith grows every day in that way, the more weight I gain. But I think when we sit there and think that a lot of, I know I'm rambling, but a lot of faith that we have has to do with our perception of our relationship with God in Christ. Because when I know that my salvation is secure, when I know that God loves me, when I know that I'm valued, when I know that He knows when I lie down and when I get up, like Psalm 139 talks about, when I know that God loves me like He does, my faith is stronger because I know that God hasn't abandoned me no matter what the circumstance might be. My faith informs me that is not the circumstance that I'm in. Instead, my faith interprets my circumstance. It says it might seem like that, it might look like that, but what I know is that God loves me and that He is with me constantly. He never abandons me, never forsakes me. So,
yeah. So when we look at this, and you talking about, I love your statement of our faith needs to determine our circumstance, and definitely how we respond to it. I look at that, and I look at it in my own life, and I think that there are a lot of times that, and that's hard. That's tough to do, is to allow God to just be God. And I think that actually that leads to my next question, maybe for you, Will, is I think the reason that we don't do that, we don't go down that road, is because it's pride. It is a pride, and so that's my question for maybe you and anybody who wants to jump in with it, is how does pride interfere with our faith? How do we deal with it?
And it's really funny because when you came in earlier to the office and said, this is the question that I'm going to ask you, do you struggle with it? And anybody who knows me knows that I struggle with pride. That's something that I struggle with all the time. And
that's why he asked you.
That's why, yeah, for sure. I mean, I know exactly why.
Who should I use? Will.
But a little backstory on that. Like you said, I'm a paramedic by trade, and that's what I went to school for. That's what I learned how to do. And I was 20 years old when I graduated from paramedic school, and they put me on an ambulance with this ambulance full of medications and all these procedures that I can do to people to save their life. I'm going to have arrogance inside that.
Sure.
And it's something that they teach you in school. And I'm not blaming school, because the pride was there and the arrogance was there before. It's something that a lot of us deal with. But through having that faith and understanding and studying and growing in the Scripture, understanding that humility and submission is what we actually need to be, and learning to submit.
1, 2, 3, not it.
Yeah. I mean, I can sit here and, in Proverbs 8, it talks about the blessings of wisdom, and it talks about don't be prideful. In Proverbs 16, it talks about pride comes before destruction. In Proverbs 29, pride brings humiliation, while humility brings honor.
No, right on.
I mean, those are all just that. It says it right there. And you have to be, I'm going to use a word, I don't know if it's a word, but we're going to make it a word, prideless, to have that.
Humble.
Yeah. Humble.
It's been taken.
I was trying to make a new word, but we were going for a hashtag here, but whatever. Hashtag prideless.
Get him the crayons, please.
Give me the crayons.
You want the green one?
I want the green one. I want the blue one, actually. But it's understanding that we cannot have that faith on our own, that we have to have that submission to Jesus to help with those faith. The song you were talking about, I believe, but help my unbelief. You understand me. Help me reach the faith that's underneath. You understand me. You're bigger than I thought you were. I mean, that should be our prayer. That should be our prayer for our pride to become humility. 1 Peter 5:5-6. Likewise, you who are younger, be subject to the elders. Clothe yourself, all of you, with humility towards one another. For God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that the proper time he may exalt you. Casting all your anxieties on him because he cares for you.
Yeah. So, John, you're being a teacher just actually recently, relatively. What has it been, a year and some change since you career changed? 2 years since you basically quit and said, "This is what I'm doing."
Yep.
So, to kind of, I kind of halfway told that story anyway. So what John did is he had a previous career, and then at some point in time, God's moving, and quits, starts school to become a teacher, to go pour into just people's lives.
That's right.
So here's my thing, and maybe this question doesn't really go straight into that, but it does in one regard, because I've known you for a while. So the song title of the song, Amazing Grace. So from you, brother, what's so amazing about grace?
I think that, so the word amazing is kind of subjective. So what's amazing to these guys may not necessarily be amazing to me, and vice versa, and across the world. But that song is referring to the grace of God and calls that amazing. I just think it's important to remember that a lot of times when we think about grace, or at least I do, when I think about grace, what is the big theme there is the forgiveness that we get. So in God's grace, there's forgiveness, and he forgives us of our sin. But I mean, that's amazing in and of itself, but there's the amazing part, I think, is that there's more than that. Because the forgiveness of the sin is like, okay, we're cool. I'm no longer mad at you, is what God would say when there's forgiveness. But that's not where it stops. So beyond that, I think it's Ephesians 2:7, right before the famous 8 and 9, that says that for the ages to come, he wants to show the richness of his grace and his kindness to continue on. So it's not just that we get this forgiveness and now, we're not in trouble anymore. Hell is out of the picture now, which that's amazing in and of itself. But it goes even beyond that. So and I have to put it in perspective for myself sometimes and think, for example, my sin will be forgiven. Okay, great. And then there's more. There's the richness of his grace to come. In other words, go to heaven. And what is heaven going to be like? We can't imagine. But I know that I'm not going to deserve to be there at all. I'll see the gates, and I know I don't deserve to be there, but I'll be invited in. I'll be ushered in, and it's going to be amazing. And there's just blessings and wonderfulness and all that heaven is for eternity, forever and ever, and I never deserve to be there in the first place. So kind of, for example, I could only think, what's a place on earth that I don't deserve to be at? And this is a made-up situation, but suppose there's a place for veterans. I'm going to keep it going. Let's say there's a get-together for veterans only. I'm not a veteran. I've never been in the military. I have the utmost respect for everybody in the military who's ever been. Thank you guys for your service. If I'm not allowed, if I shouldn't be there, but yet somebody says, no, we want you to come in and feed you. I mean, I would be floored. I don't deserve to be here. I'm not a veteran. That's just not something you can even pretend to be. And that's just a measly earthly example. So like, heaven's going to be far beyond that. I feel like I'm going to want to back out. Like, man, you got the wrong guy. I can't go in there. You know what I did. So anyways, that's the amazing part to me is it goes beyond just forgiveness. It's blessings even while we live here and then even for eternity.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key to dealing with the pride is the humility of realizing Christ had to go through what he went through because of what I've done, because I've transgressed against a holy God. Absolutely. And, John Newton, you know who John Newton was? He was the guy that wrote Amazing Grace.
That guy.
But,
that guy. Slave trader.
yeah.
I was there.
Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a worm was the original wording. I'm no better than a worm in the dirt. Once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. Actually has 7 verses instead of the 5 that we, but anyway.
Hymologist over here.
Yeah.
But a slave trader who becomes an abolitionist because of the grace of God and realizes who he is and what it cost Christ to forgive him and becomes an Anglican minister and a pastor in a small parish that he finished. But anyway.
So when we look at this, what is incredible to me, what is amazing about grace is the amazing faith that we get to have, and what we get to have this faith in is a God who looks at us and says, "I know you, and I know what you're capable of. I know what you'll do on your own, but I love you. I want you. I want to know you." And that's incredible to me. And I've talked to you, I've probably talked to all of us about this, is, man, this is something that is deep, really just in my own life, is I would not save me. I wouldn't. I know what I'm capable of, and I know the thoughts that I have in the dark, and all those things. We love to talk about integrity, and I just don't have it. There's just not enough of me to push myself towards that. But God loved me anyway. And he loved us enough that he would send his son. And that's incredible. It truly is. And for those of you who are at home, wherever this video may find you, and I want you to know that God knows the things that you have done. God knows what you are capable of. And he loves you. He wants a relationship with you. Do you deserve it? No, you don't. There's nothing that you can do. In fact, clearly, you know what you're capable of. But God, and we love that phrase, but God. God chose to reach us. He chose to reach out to you. What I want to do is this is kind of segment that we have at the end of at this time, and I've asked John to do this. So the segment is this: pretend that you're at Walmart. This is going to be like the redeeming thing. Okay, I'm kidding, but you're 6 foot away from the person in front of you.
It is
Of course.
the saving place.
It is the saving place.
It is.
It is, in fact. So you've followed the correct procedure. You've gone the correct way down the aisles. Everything. The maze has gotten you to the front. So you're standing behind somebody in front of you, or clearly because you're behind. You have 1 minute 30 seconds. So 90 seconds to tell somebody the gospel, and then you may never see them again. What are you going to tell them?
Maybe something like, strike up a conversation, which I actually don't ever do that, but you could.
The right person could do that.
Yeah. Extroverted, outgoing you could do this.
The rest, let's have a good luck with that.
Yeah. No, now that I'm saying it, I'm probably going to have to do it. But you could.
Hey guys, can I just pray for you and you split?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. All of us crayon eating.
Okay, in a grocery store setting, we pay for things, and maybe you could ask somebody, hey, you ever buy something, and you got all your bags, and then you get to the car, you get home, and something you bought didn't make it in the bag, and then you're mad, right? And maybe that person will say, yeah, because I feel like that's happened to everybody. So if so, then we might say something like, yeah, it's funny because Jesus, when he died on the cross, he paid for everyone. He bought us all. It's up to us to deny him and stay out of that deal. So I just kind of wonder what it's going to be like when it's all said and done. Is anybody going to be missing that was paid for? So how about you? Will I see you there?
Right on.
That's good.
Something like that.
I feel kind of convicted, actually. Totally forget the crayon. Go ahead.
I was just going to say one thing in this, and I know students, you're watching, and some of you are seniors, and you're thinking, why is this happening to me? And others that camps this summer, and all that, and a lot of times we get the focus, and this is kind of what we've been talking about as far as the humility and everything like that. But a lot of times the focus gets on us instead of, why is this happening to me? We get what I call Eeyore syndrome. Y'all remember Eeyore for Winnie the Pooh, poor little old me. But in all that, instead of focusing on why is this happening to me, maybe looking at why is this happening and what is God trying to teach me through this, and how is he trying to grow my faith, and how is he trying to bring humility into my life that I might be more Christ-like as I witness to the person at the grocery store. It's that, we're, the phrase we keep hearing, we're what, all in this together, which I'm surprised nobody's made a meme out of the High School Musical thing. But anyway.
I didn't even think of that till he said that.
Yeah, but every time somebody says that, I picture Zac Efron dancing around.
And I will.
Needs to be a bill, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I've got 2 daughters, so. But anyway, and one of them who danced with the crew at Disney World when we went with. But anyway, the thing is that this isn't happening just to me. This is happening worldwide to everybody, and so God has got a plan in that. And this didn't come as a surprise to God, and so in all this, what I've been encouraging our people and even our students at our church is, let's not look at how this is affecting me negatively. Let's look at what God is trying to teach me in this, and go from there instead of the focus on me. How can I use this time to minister, to serve somebody? How can I use this time to call a senior adult and see if they need me to go get something for them since they're in a high-risk category? How can I, maybe my neighbors who I know well and I've been around, do they need somebody to watch their kids for a little bit or something like that?
I think it even goes back to growing your own faith and to having that faith and trust in a sovereign God, and that whole, to shift it off of you onto the sovereign God.
Exactly. Yes, because we're all in this together. Yes.
So for those of you at home, every one of us up here, we want you to know God. And I want you to know that you can direct message me, you can get in contact with me various different ways. And if you have questions, I want to know. I'm not going to sit here and hard sell anybody. We just want you to know what we know. We want you to know the loving God that we know and that saved our lives. So what I want to do real quick, and then we'll segue into this spread that is in front of us, because we're all going to be in this together. And I just want to, I want to pray for if there's anybody at home, man, that's just struggling with something. So just pray with me, and then we'll get going. Father, I thank you for your grace and for your love, and I thank you for the access to you. Father, for my own faith, Father, I pray that you increase it. And God, all of us, I'm in awe of the amount of faith that really is just in this room right here, that just love you. Father, and it is by grace that we have been saved. And Father, if there's somebody at home right now that's struggling with something, struggling with their faith, Father, I pray that first of all you give them kind of the hug that only you can give, but you draw them to you. And God, I pray that you move. We live in a strange time, but God, you are such a good God.
Yes.
And you are King of all. Father, if there's somebody right now that just needs you or needs to reach out to someone, Father, I pray that they do that and you put somebody in their path that would minister to them in a real way. God, we love you and we thank you. Amen.
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 So for those of you who are at home, we have about, and for those of you who are in this room, we have about 20 minutes to get through this. And there's something that is about this that I have to say, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. So up to this point, there has been a little bit of, I have called off the dogs. Last week we had Toby Mason, and we had some pretty gross stuff, and he specifically asked me to not get like a sardine or anchovy or something like that. And I didn't do it because I'm cool-ish. So these are literally my best friends up here, and I have zero problem throwing them under the bus. Like we're all going to go down this. We're all in this together, and there's a certain amount of joy in watching a friend truly pay. And so, with that said, we have a hot challenge. It's I have really no clue. Well, I have a clue about one of them. The flavor of it, and it tastes like peaches. It doesn't. I'm a liar. We all know that. Peaches. So we're going to start with everybody's left. Totally just heard it.
We're going to start with the right.
No, we're sorry. Yeah, you can start right, but I'm just going to tell you, a burning ring of fire is going to happen sooner than later. By the way, in the comment section, feel free to put the word fire. And that will be where I draw the names from. You can text me that as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of chicken. This is Chick-fil-A, God's chicken. We didn't have the divine fries. We just have the chicken. And so what we're going to do, we're going to dip it in the sauce, eat it. We go down. I have a series of questions that we're going to go down and ask. Hey, and by the way, guys, 2 o'clock in the morning when we're all up praying about it,
With the ring of fire.
hey, feel free to be texting away and being like,
Oh, we are.
how you feeling?
Will,
Like,
I need your
don't know,
socks.
Right? oh, you burnt. It's up in flames,
Burn a
kids.
hole in the side.
All right. So we're gonna go with
Whose idea was this?
left one first.
My left, your
Your
left.
our left.
Our left.
And this is Cholula, original. I have no clue. I've never had Cholula.
Yeah.
So here we go.
So you don't know if this is the hottest or not.
I have no clue. Is it not? I mean, you know what it tastes like? It's it kind of tastes like it's Allsup's.
Mhm.
It's Allsup's
I
gut
know.
bomb sauce. Yeah, the taco sauce. Like little packages and stuff. Yeah, all right.
Not too bad.
Yeah, we can do better. Okay, first
That's
question.
a real dip. Oh, Donnie didn't get a real dip? Dude.
There we go.
Is this how it's going to progress?
No, we're not doing that.
I think you know.
No, I just got sweaty.
See, bad decisions were just made. I'm the reason that you guys are like, see, you bring the IQ level down. There always needs to be that kid. Hey, get somebody to jump off first.
Eat
Where's
your
Donnie?
crayon. Just eat your crayonage.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We're up to 2 crayons now.
See, I'm getting the heat now.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Really?
You're in so much
I
trouble.
know it.
All right. So,
Like the
question.
weakest palate.
Question. Do you believe in a mythical creature? Take a Bigfoot instance.
Okay.
There's a reason there's so much laughter.
Yeah.
He's not mythical.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are curious at home, one of the 3 of us believes in
There's
Bigfoot.
4 of us.
4 of us, sorry, it's the sauce talking, believes in Bigfoot. I'm not going to name names, but if I did, I would say Alan.
Yeah.
So,
He's real. I've seen him.
yeah.
It's
So,
in our
I
backyard.
have to tell you, this story. So we were in El Paso.
His real name is Daryl, by the way.
Wait, that's what they call me, right? We were in El Paso on a mission trip, and apparently, like the month or week before,
Yeah. I forgot all that.
Bigfoot was sighted in the hills of El Paso.
The week we go, the day that we're there is when they see him. He's following me.
We almost packed up and went home.
Yeah, man, it's like Bigfoot's here. Are you kidding? So, I don't really care about the rest of you guys if you believe anything.
Oh,
I
I'm
just
good.
needed to get to this. So
Right, yeah.
That's okay.
Hey, man, I had no
You
idea.
did see it, yeah. Man, you know what's funny is I typed that as you were sitting next to me. I totally didn't have that question ready, and I looked at you and thought, there needs to be a big feet question. So, okay. All right, so next one. And I'll take thank you, Troy, for pointing out that I did not take a big enough. I'm going to pray about that. Okay. I don't know how to say this. So, Sambal Oleg. Symbolic. We'll go with that. Since we're making up words. So ground,
Hashtag proudless.
it's ground fresh chili paste. It has a picture of a rooster on it.
Oh, no.
It's got all kinds of Chinese letter made in Irwindale, California. Seems legit. All right, so here we go.
Are we not?
No, we're not
No.
bombing it, man. No, man, that was really a bad decision on that.
I got a big nut.
All right, so.
Oh, God.
Kung Pao.
I had this on my Chinese food at lunch.
I didn't.
I did not. No, I had salt and pepper. That was a bad call.
There's a good group back there.
That's a big group, wasn't it? Real good. Okay.
Don't
Thank
push
you.
it.
All right. I hope it.
Your parents will get that one.
Yeah, right. All right. Most memorable, in the spirit of time, we'll have to keep on going, but most memorable youth group moment. We'll start over here and come around this way.
Oh man, on the
This is
spot.
going to get bad.
Yeah.
Could.
What, the youth group moments or the? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Most memorable. Oh man, there's a lot. It's like flash. I don't know, the one that sticks out, that comes out at a camp one time. There was a student who threw an Oompa Loompa, a little piece of candy.
Chris Porter.
Yeah. Chris, if you're out there, he threw it, right?
No, it caught him in
Oh,
his
yeah,
eye.
he's
No,
the one who got hit.
Yeah, somebody else threw it. He got hit in the eye, and it was a bad deal. But I mean, only at
That's messed up
youth
to
camp
this
do you
day.
get it. Probably,
Yeah.
yeah. Oompa Loompa in the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that as well.
So mine didn't actually involve me. It was on a trip that they were on when they went to Minnesota or whatever, and somebody got a gorilla head and gorilla hands.
See,
and
that's
peeked
what
over
I
the
was going to
window
share, man.
to show-
Also Bigfoot.
also Bigfoot.
It was in Rogers Ranch, Colorado. It was
That-
1996.
It was the great Bigfoot incident in 1996. All right, moving on. So next one, pineapple and habanero. This is only 3 peppers on this. I feel like this one might be the best tasting.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, so here we go. I'm also, this is probably where I feel like it's about to get nerve-wracking. God, I really don't want to.
Yeah, me neither.
That's not bad.
It's not. It's got good flavor now.
Not
I feel
bad
like
yet.
that's a liar.
That's good.
It is good. Like, that's not even worth a question.
No.
There you go, man. I'll just let you have it.
It tastes pretty good.
You need to get some of that.
All right, so you're just going to bomb it now? Is that the only way to make that hot?
I did. It's not that bad.
Well, you already drank it?
Doesn't even smell.
No, you didn't drink it all.
That second one, you could taste the chili
Right.
as soon as you put it in your mouth.
That is easily the most disappointing thing I've ever had. I think those habanero.
You're not supposed to do that.
Did you drink the whole thing?
Yeah, he did, so I did.
Was that? If all your friends jumped off a bridge, would you? No, not again. Yeah.
Not again.
Not again.
With age comes wisdom.
That's not bad.
That's, I've been let down by this.
That'd be good on chicken.
Like, I don't even want to waste
I'll
my
put it.
question on that.
Okay.
Moving on.
No, ask a question.
How'd you meet your wife?
We were both teaching school.
Still better than.
She taught special ed, so a lifelong project in me, and that.
Job security, married. That's a good call. All right. All right, so
Nothing against special ed.
here we go. This is da bomb. Da bomb.
The bear.
This one stinks.
This
is
one,
stinky.
Beyond Insanity hot sauce.
It smells like
I feel like this is
Toe
probably about to be
fungus.
the one where it's going to get real.
toe fungus.
Dude. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Hey, get some. I knew it. I knew it would be you.
Okay,
Is that appropriate? Yeah.
Cheers.
Man, how do I know? You can't take that off.
dab your bread.
Oh.
No.
It's not hot. It tastes awful.
It's an aroma.
It smells like burnt rubber.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It tastes awful.
Oh god.
At the back of your tongue, when you swallow
Oh
it,
my god. That one's hot.
Smooth. The heat's setting in. It smells bad.
It tastes bad.
It tastes bad.
It tastes bad.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
You're crying.
Man.
it like tastes like burnt rubber, and then
Is it really not bothering you? I'll give you $5 you drink that. Oh, done.
Wait. He's sleeping at your house tonight if he does.
Done. Oh, here you go. Here you go. Mine has more because
No, I'm not drinking more.
Oh, man.
Oh, it sticks. It's a gift that
tastes
keeps
bad.
on giving.
drink it.
I don't want it to. It tastes bad.
I'll match it.
How much we got going here?
$10.
Oh my gosh, that's awful. Yeah, it burns.
What about you people
I
in the
can't
back?
hear,
Y'all got any
dude.
cash?
Man, for real, like, your
Only got a
station
dollar.
tubes are
Only got
open.
$1.
Does anybody else ears like itch?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling that.
That's weird, dude. That's just weird.
Yeah, that's the word I'm using. Weird.
Okay, so let me ask the question now, since you're all.
Oh,
Quote your favorite Bible verse.
Jesus wept. You know what's funny is the dude who gave us this actually told me
it stays with you, man.
it does. Yeah, it's kind of got an afterburn. He says, no, I'm good.
Holy moly.
Don't
It
COVID.
keeps on burning.
He says you should volunteer and I'll bring my pepper spray up. I'll hose you all.
No.
How much did you eat? Man? Huh? How much of it did you eat?
Apparently more than y'all.
Apparently.
Oh, man.
Good night.
Jump on.
Yeah, I was the stupid one. is what he said.
That's a.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Nobody should.
Oh, man, this is not good.
Wait till you eat Lola. Lola.
I wish y'all could see the sweat on him. I really wish you could. It's like
staggering,
He's like sweating out of his
It hurts to
eyes.
breathe, doesn't it?
It does hurt to breathe.
No, that is not crying. It is like sweating underneath his eyes.
Dude, I can't breathe.
You need CPR?
I need that. Yeah. Yeah, I need this removed. My gosh. Okay. All right. Last one. Here you go. Oh, God. Like it burped and it hurts. Man, I do this for Jesus, right?
That's
Here
the
you go.
only
Here's your
reason.
version.
I'm
Here it is.
full-blooded gringo. This ain't ever happened.
You know how I know you're white? Okay, so last one. What we've done is we've divided this song, "Burning" or "Ring of Fire."
Oh man.
I totally forgot the video. You're watching it. Okay, we'll end with it. We'll go out with it. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna eat this last one,
No, we're not.
and then we all have a verse to.
Did you rub some on your bread?
Yeah,
No wonder.
I'm getting like double vision, man.
All right, here we go. All right, last one. This is Lola's Fine, all lies. Fine hot sauce. It's all natural. Nothing natural.
Oh my
gosh, the burp. It's back.
No man.
Yeah. And it's
You're a scholar and a gentleman.
This
and
is so bad.
this is Lola's Fine hot sauce, all natural. It's Carolina Reaper. I don't know.
Carolina.
Your chicken over there?
Did you already eat it? Come you.
Oh, dude.
Why?
That's good.
Uh-oh.
That's not that bad.
That's good.
This is should be the.
It tastes awful.
It should be that. It does taste awful. It is awful. I feel like that last one put out the previous one.
It's like the calm after the storm.
All right. I'm not drinking that. You drink it.
No way, man. I'm not
Oh
drinking
my
it.
gosh. I'll do one more of the bomb though. We gonna do it?
Yeah.
That's so weird. Why did the Reaper do that?
I don't know.
Like I'm calm down.
I don't know.
a
The
little
only
bit,
thing I could think of is like 2 a.m. You're gonna be up and be
I
like,
still got 45 minutes to drive home.
I mean, you're gonna burp and it's gonna be like,
Catch grass fires on the way home.
so in the morning, you know,
I have a story about the side of the road as well.
Johnson grass,
For real.
full no. All right.
Milk came out of
I
my
don't need to go
nose.
there.
Make him cry. All right, so you're gonna do it again? Anybody else? The
No.
bomb? You do it?
I'll do it again.
Give me a second.
All right, you gotta get some.
Which
real.
one?
The bad
bomb.
one?
The bad one. The bad one. The bad. No, man, put some on there. If I'm gonna go down this road again, which clearly the viewing audience wants to see. All right.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
I'm in.
Thanks, man.
I'm gonna puke this time, man. Oh no.
That ought to
It
have
still
like
tastes bad.
This one tastes bad.
a FDA warning or something on it.
That just says hot.
My body says.
All right. It's awful.
What was? Oh.
All right, let's go. Burning ring of fire. All right, so ring of fire. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. Oh, God, a ring of fire. Who's next? Alan.
No, you have 2 verses.
I don't have. You shut
It's
your
the
mouth.
chorus.
Oh yeah, you're
I
right.
just got the
I'm
chorus.
the music.
Hey,
guy.
can we get there?
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. That ring of fire. That
taste.
ring of fire.
Of love is sweet.
Oh my gosh.
Win hearts. Like ours.
Oh,
I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the child went wild. The fire went
the
wild.
fire went wild.
The child, the fire, whatever.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher.
Yeah, they did.
And it burns, burns, burns for real. The ring of fire is the ring of fire.
Johnny Cash, 1972.
Yeah.
So, for those of you at home, I'm going to leave. Oh my gosh. But it like itches right here. I need my foil hat now. So we love you. We're glad that you joined it. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Mix them all together.
Yeah, we're glad we have one video to take us out, and that's it. We love you. You're about to see basically me again. You're welcome.
Hello, this is Glow. Is you okay? Is you good? Because I want to know. Is this so? Yes. Okay, so I went to the store, and I just want you to know that just like fruits, just like candy, you can have different types of fruits. All right, this is like just mango slices. Okay, you can just have mango slices, and then you can have like I've got some blueberries. Okay, they're good. Yum 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 yum. And then whoop, oh man, I dropped my cherries. All right, there's cherries. Those are good. You have your bananas, and I forgot what kind of cherry this is, but isn't it cute? Okay, so you have all kinds of different type of, and they're all good for you. So you make sure that you try some sometime. Okay. Oh yeah, this was probably a pepper. And peppers are really, peppers are peppers are really
Get some water.